Hey, everybody, RFF Motalk here, and now I'm back discussing anti-meta for you guys. Remember my Stellar deck profile I went on the field with over the weekend? And my logos? So yeah, I really wanted to bring up discussions about what makes anti-meta good, and what makes the majority of the lists I've seen at people, and yes, Team Samurai X1 included, because his lists are usually shit. I'm not gonna be the first one saying. I guarantee you, I won't be the last. But yeah, including from bigger tubers like him, or even all the way down to smaller tubers like us. I see a lot of us making absolutely terrible lists. Like, think about it. Like, oh my god, but their lists are terrible. I see people running D barriers and freaking and barrier statues, D barriers and strikes and shit like that. I see people running desires and stellars and freaking barrier statues done. I see people making these bad lists and expect for me to believe that they even went far with these lists. The majority of these people make top 32, and that's just them barely making the cut. Like, yeah, no. Like, you're not making the cut with this garbage. Running Necro Valley and Maxi in the main of a freaking Statona should run freaking Roy Decree. Statona should run Thunder King Ryo and Venus Chains, even though Ryo has been shitty in the deck from day one. And Venus Chain got power creep with Link Summoning. They can run these cards because everyone else runs them. Well, guess what? 90% of the Statona I list on YouTube are absolute shit. And yes, Team Samurai X1's list was garbage. And I'm going to bring that up so many times on end, on how much garbage his content really is. And now I want to talk about some of the things that you have to be able to do in order to keep a good anti-meta list. And the first thing, make your deck unfair. I may be copying off of Gagex Scapegoat from these ideas, but might as well, because he's the best anti-meta player that I've seen on YouTube. And I don't see anyone else surpassing that man in superiority of decent anti-meta theorems and strategies in my lifetime. So we might as well just roll with it. It's just like Gagex has said. There are fair cards, but I say ever since we've entered the Klee era of dueling, we haven't had a fair deck officially since then. Because we can't even count Dragon Ruler Spellbook format, because that was like a tier 0 format. Those formats always come and go. I mean, they're just dumb. But I say ever since we entered the Klee era of dueling, that's when that it would never, ever be the same for Yu-Gi-Oh! Again. That's when we would transition from this idea of a fair deck, or quote-unquote from the older player base, skillful decks, to more non-skillful decks, as the older players would put it. So you really can't make an anti-meta list fair. Like, I know people up front that are like, oh, I want to build anti-meta, but I want to make it fair. Yeah, I'm like, you can technically do that. You have the right to do that, but just because you have the right to do something, it doesn't mean that you should do it. Logic. Something that I say about 90% of the anti-meta community has mentally twisted. So, following that will lead us up to number 2 on my list of most important things. Deck building. Stop. I see barrier statue plays running D barriers in the main and strikes in the main. I'm like, stop. I just want to bitch slap them so hard. I'm like, stop. Don't get me angry. Stop. Fix this garbage before I comment something nasty, because you're not gonna like it. I'm like, stop, fix it. Because I see lots of anti-metalists in the community that are just running these garbage cards. I'm like, Banisher and D-Fissure and Macro are good cards, but not in the main. In the side. Jesus. Like, these are good cards in the side deck, not the fucking main deck. Because there are only a certain number of decks that are arguably even affected by these cards. And barrier statues do what? Restrict special summoning. Does Macrocosmos or D-Fissure restrict special summoning? No, it does not. Which is why you side deck it. For God, Pete's sake, for heaven's sake, can I get anti-meta players, aside from myself and Gage, that can construct good barrier statue lists? No. You want to know why? Because, again, 90% of the anti-meta players in this damn community are shit. And I'm not afraid to call out names either, if necessary. Call people out to tell people in their face how bad their deck's building skills are. And, like, I see people that put Necro Valley in the barrier statue list, and it just triggers me. It just makes me want to dislike the video right away. Especially when you actually claim that you're getting first place. Oh, I XO myself at every tournament. I take it to the rate. No, you didn't. You fucking failed. Fucking top 32 at best with a list like that. And you'd be lucky if you get top 32 with a garbage list like that. Fucking running Drowning Mirror Force in a one monster deck. I still see people to this day that make that mistake. And now, if you're just doing it just because you know it's stupid and you're just being funny, that's a whole nother topic. But when you believe that these are actual staple cards in Barrier Statue, there is something mentally wrong with you. You have crippling depression. And now we need to look up to how we can find out how you're mentally challenged. Because you are indeed mentally challenged for running these decks like this. And now, let me get to some of the higher class anti-meta. Well, I can't call this anti-meta because this deck really isn't anti-meta. It's anti-Yu-Gi-Oh! In general. Herald players, y'all are really smart. Anybody that's playing Herald right now, y'all are really smart. Because Herald is really budget. It just wins games automatically. Like, games are just thrown at the deck because it just negates your opponent's entire existence. Leading into number 3, versatility. Your anti-meta deck should be able to be versatile for almost, if not any, and all formats. I have said before. Your deck should be versatile. I'm sorry to make this a reality for you, but your deck must be versatile in order to survive. There is no way you are going to be able to live without having versatility in your list. I am sorry that this is a wake-up call for you. But you need to be able to get that the deck you're playing that's anti-meta be versatile for multiple formats. Which leads into the next one. The timing of certain cards. Number 4, the timing. Why are you going to play your card Demise when you already have so much background in your field with a statue on field? Don't you want to save that card Demise for when you lose your resources and you just want to gain advantage back? Those are the people that play card Demise when they already have 4 cards face down, are usually the dolts that run Necro Valley in their list. And it's that simple. And GKs have been in this really weird position over the years. They really have, okay? They really have been in this weird position over the years of being decent, but not good enough to continue being relevant anymore. Because you have rogue decks that don't need the graveyard at all anymore in order to function in the first place. And now you have this. It's like, you just don't need it anymore. Like, GKs is just one of those things that I just feel kind of grew out of its prime. Which leads on to number 5. Knowing when to put an anti-meta deck down. Depending on the format. Some people are like, I love my GKs. I'm never going to quit my GKs. Chances are, if you are playing GKs right now, you're not really going far with it. Because I still haven't seen a list on YouTube yet that recorded for like the summer, anywhere from June to now, to right now in October. I still haven't seen a list from June to freaking October of a GK list winning or even top 32ing anything. Why? Because GKs have fallen way down from their prime. They've fallen way low, my friends. Like, they're just crashing down hard, and they're gonna keep crashing down as we get more decks that don't really need the graveyard much of it at all. Because GKs are a Necro Valley deck. They need that Necro Valley in order to thrive. And that's just how it naturally works. Okay? Like, that's how it works. You need to be able to freaking adapt with the times. And know when to put a deck down and know when you're going to need to pick up the next deck. And like a 6th option is if you're a budget player that wants to play anti-meta, then this is going to be really hard for you because these days you need shit like Cardomize in order to make your anti-meta deck like super powerful. But you can still do it, but you just have to think and figure out what things you're going to include in your deck. And just to summarize everything up simply, anti-meta players have it like just a little bit worse than just regular rogue players and shit like that. Like, anti-meta players have it the worst because they're always losing shit in some way, shape, or form on the list. Whether it's board wipes or just generic draw cards like Upstart Goblin and Chicken Game. I'm surprised we haven't lost Cardomize yet. But it's only a matter of time before we get that taken away from us. So yeah. I just wanted to bring this video to you guys of me discussing my views on people on the anti-meta community. And just get my thoughts out there since I haven't posted in God knows how long. Peace.